Okay, this is just a 3-point square drag, all right, where the blocker now is working a one-hand read to brace and pop, all right? And then he's keying the linebacker. He's keying the linebacker as he's working to his left and coming up to the second level. We have a word, okay, that we call Rico. It's a rewind. So a lot of what we're doing will tie into a lot of the zone pressures we get. So if I were a play side guard and I had a bubble over me with a backer and I start to square drag and that backer goes back door, I got to be able to rewind. I have to be able to ricochet back. And what we're saying is, if I were to open my hips and be on a brace and pop on an angle, I would never see that linebacker. That linebacker would go back door, the nose would roll out, and I wouldn't be in a position to recover and take that backside nose with me. That's where the aspect of dragging comes in. That's why we call it a square drag. Because what we really want to do, fellas, we want to take that backside hand. John talked about it last night, that tear hand, and we want to drag that defender with us. So in the event that you get a backer, a Mike linebacker going back door on you, and it's a cross dog, and my read is that Mike, and the ball's going to the right, and the backer goes backside, I got to have the ability to rewind, slow down. And to do that, I've got to be square. If my shoulders are turned out, there's no way I can recover back inside to take that nose who's trying to run or make that skinny spike all the way outside into my inside shoulder. So we slow it down. We're a little bit square, all right? So here's a read, and then at some point, if you're a guard or a tackle and you're square dragging as you're uncovered, and you take the one-hand read on your backer and he starts to go over the top, then there's going to be a time where you got to go. Whether it's a third step, fourth step, maybe a fifth step, who knows? But you've got to make a decision at some point in time to go predicated on the alignment of the backers. So here's the backer. I want you to take a look at the posture, the body control, and more the efficiency of the movement. It's easier to move. You move quicker and faster when you move laterally than when you do when you drop step and try to get on that angle with the shoulders open, especially for an uncovered player. So all we're doing here, we're one-hand reading. We like to stay just a little bit lower. There's the read on the backer, and at some point, you got to go. You got to go climb. And boom, the same thing. Strike with the high leg. Stay under control. Stay under control. Here it is again to the right. We're square dragging now versus the linebacker at a 2 to 3 yard level, all right? We're moving square. There's the alignment, and the response will dictate the speed. So here I am. I'm trying to cover the ground, cover the space, try to close this area as fast as I can without turning. And then right here, fellas, I'm in a position, I'm in a better position to get up on that backer so that I can cover the color. If I would immediately turn those shoulders and start chasing, that linebacker, if he filled, he definitely would have leverage on me. It would be a tough block to make against a quicker, faster athlete if he decides to make a quick, responsive fill. So we're moving laterally. I think you're getting the idea of being square and moving a little bit more efficiently. Here's a couple drills with the feet firing and dragging. Here's a one-hand read off the inside linebacker. The momentum will be slightly forward, guys. So as the guard or the tackle is working along the line of scrimmage, he's working slightly forward with his momentum, all right? So here's your scene. Again, here's a one-hand read. Here's the foot fire, okay? Keeping this tight, keeping the square drag as he's moving. You see the post leg, this backside post is staying right where it's at. You're seeing this play side foot here, okay, just stay lateral. So again, as we square drag, we're square with the play side foot, dragging the backside foot. We're dragging that backside foot. We're not in a hurry. We're dragging, all right? And again, the whole objective, fellas, of this whole concept and technique is to stay square initially so you can pick up all the shit that you're going to see. You're going to see all types of spikes, zone dogs, movement. So if you're not square, you'll get picked. It'll be really tough to pick up the movement if you're not square. So that's the emphasis, fellas. That's what we're trying to do. A little bit of foot fire in there as he's working that square drag, whatever it takes to move your lineman more effective and more efficiently. All right, some guys may have to foot fire. Some guys are good enough athletes where they can just slow down. So it's a little bit different. Again, uncovered square drag, okay, allows the blockers to adjust to a spike scrape. I'm talking about a 5 technique spiking inside, a 3 technique spiking inside with a Mike scraping over the top or a Sam scraping over the top. We're talking about no turning in the blocker's shoulders. So we're basically, when we're playing backers like New England, you're playing backers that are in 3-4 systems like Miami, you've got to slow down. Because if you open those shoulders, guys, and the backers behind you, okay, they're going to stress your gap. So what you've got to do is stay and remain totally square. And you've got to understand, if the backer's lagging behind me, I just got to slow down a little bit, especially when you have linebackers that will stress the B gap against a 2-gap 4 technique, a 2-gap 5 technique, a linebacker inside. You got to stay square, and you've got to be as square as possible as you work that stress technique. So that's one of the aspects, guys, that you've got to work. And I've already mentioned the backdooring, okay, of linebacker.